don't mind me, I'm just drinking Dundalk's tails. What a win. Dave Rooney, man of the match. What a penalty from Dean Williams. Better team, first half and second half. We were just, brilliant all over the park again. Like I said, even after the first goal, we were packed the bus football. We were trying to hold on to the win, and it was kind of nerve-wracking as well at the end. I kind of, the amount of times I was sort of shit myself down when he had a chance. Even when Stephen Bradley came on, who we all know what kind of potential he has and what he's done so far now for Dundalk. Just brilliant from the boys there. It's great to get a win against Dundalk. 8 long years since we beat them at home. Last we beat them at 4-1 in 2014. So for us now to get a win last year away and then a win this year at home, it's phenomenal stuff there. I'm just obviously delighted that we got the win tonight, because at the end of the day, we were struggling there this year with results. Losing to Sligo there, and then losing to Derry, and then losing to Rovers and Shells, and the only one we kind of got was UCD. So this is going to give us a real lift. Everyone was spawned there tonight. Deegan was fantastic. Long was fantastic. Sean Ron, brilliant once again. Dane Massey was also brilliant. Georgie Poynton, I have been criticising him now over the last few weeks now. He hasn't been playing that well, but he was back to his best tonight. Phenomenal Sligo tonight. He was just you sort of the lead at the back in that right back spot. It's phenomenal stuff there tonight. I'm lost for words. I'm shaking here. We beat them, so obviously delighted there, and roll on Pats on the 1st of April. Cheers, lads. I'm on the fuck.
Hi guys, just back from heading the game park. We're finished Dundalk 0, Drogheda 1 in a game that was marred by controversy on and off the pitch. They get stuck into what happened on the pitch. First half is very drab, very boring game, have to be said. Neither team really pressed in the first half at all. Nothing majorly happened. Dundalk scored, but it was offside. I think he was just offside. But other than that, there wasn't much to say about the first half. Second half, then Dundalk must have made some changes at half time and came out. But again, it started very drab, and then this is when the first bit of controversy really comes into play, when Drogheda man just fell over in the box and the referee bought it, gave it a penalty. Seen it back a few times, it was not a penalty. And then Williams slotted it home 1-0. After that, then Dundalk could not get back into the game at all, and it was a boring game. The game went flat. There was times the crowd was silent, albeit it wasn't often, but it did happen once or twice. The whole ground just went silent. It was not a great loud derby at all. Drogheda managed to hold on for the 1-0 win, but it wasn't the end of the controversy, as I say. But at the start of the game, there was a bit of controversy as well with the Dundalk boys throwing flares onto the pitch. No need for it whatsoever. And then after the game, Drogheda fans ran onto the pitch like they won the Champions League. Dundalk boys ran onto the pitch to meet them, and there was a fight, and I do not understand it. I don't condone this at all. I don't think these are fans of either team. I think these are just people looking to cause trouble, and it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be any place taken away from the game altogether. I know the game itself wasn't great, but still, things like this shouldn't be happening this day and age. It's absolutely desperate to see, and hopefully that gets stamped out and those who are involved get prosecuted, I hope. See you in a few weeks, lads.
So I'm just leaving the Ryan McBride Brandywell Stadium here after another dramatic finish at the Brandywell. It was a very good game between two top teams. The first half Derry shaded it, the second half St Pat's probably shaded it. Derry took the lead after 4 minutes when Mo Padgett struck from distance and the ball found its way in the bottom corner. Derry, near the end of the first half, hit the post via Jamie McGonigal. Second half, Pat started the brighter and equalised when the centre-back at number 5 for St Pat's, sorry if I can't remember his name, his shot found the inside of the far post and in the back of net. It looked like we were heading for a point apiece until deep into stoppage time when Will Patchen decided to test himself from long range again, and again it found his way past the goalkeeper. Another dramatic finish here at the Brandywell, another 2-1 win for Derry City, and we move on now in the international break and hopefully keep the momentum up afterwards. Let's go City!
Derry 2, Pats 1. Very disappointed to drop points the way we did. I think Pats were probably deserved to draw based on the game, especially the second half. I thought Pats were very good. Well, they were good. The big issue for Pats is the fullbacks. I didn't think either fullback were great tonight, and I think the 2 goals, Derry knew that was Pat's weakness, especially at right back, and they exploited it well for both goals. Even the first goal came from a good bit of play down there, and then down the Pats right hand side, and ball came into patching, and it's a brilliant goal. Like the strike is brilliant, and even the second goal, if you watch Jack Scott, he tries to play offside before the ball is played out to the left hand side for the second goal, and the cross comes in. A bank was headed away, but Pats didn't get out quick enough to patching, and you can't allow him to shoot from there. Positives from the game, I think Pats had, for not the first time this season, it's a lot of individual performances instead of a team performance. I think if they play as a team and they can get that right, I think they could try and mount a challenge for Europe. I think that should be the aim. I don't think anyone's going to get ahead of Derry. I think that's a Derry team without McElhenney, Duffy, Matty Smith. But Pats didn't look a million miles away from Derry tonight at all. I think second half especially, I thought Chris Forrester was very good. Billy King had a good game as well. He ran himself into the ground as he always does. And the 2 at centre half, Gravosti and Redmond, look like they're forming quite a good pair. Gravosti scored a great goal. It's a brilliant goal. You can tell from the moment he hits it, he knows it's in. And I genuinely thought they were going to hold out, but the 2 lads on the commentary, the 2 Derry lads, and I have to say that it was enjoyable to watch. I was watching on LOI, and I have to say the 2 lads are very good. But as they said, this Derry team will keep going, and they always get one more chance, which we've seen that now a couple of times this season, be it against Rovers and now against Pats. So, look, lots to work on for Pats. They need to sign a fullback. They need to sign a right back, and they need to get them playing together regularly. I think if Ian Birmingham is fit, I'd have him in that team, because somebody needs to organise that back four, whether it's playing as the left centre half as a 3 and having 2 wing backs. They need a bit of experience across that back four. They need to get Paddy Barrett back. I don't think he's going to be the be all and end all. He's very good for Pats, I have to say. But I think get Bermo back into that team and get them organised. But yeah, very disappointed to lose like that. But 3 great goals. Congratulations to Derry. And we'll see us after the international break. Cheers, lads.
Alright, lads, just a quick reaction to the game last night. Bowls 1, UCD 1. Dreadful, shocking, however you want to call it. Our team is dreadful. We are shocking at football. We've no leaders, we've no experience whatsoever in the team. Half the team don't look like they give a shy. Defence awful. We gave up, I think it was 8 shots on target. Max Murphy was on skates all night. Liam Kerrigan, who was a decent player in fairness, but like he plays for UCD. Like, if there's a reason he's playing for UCD at the end of the day, no matter how good he is. Max Murphy, Grant Horton was probably our one good outfield player. James Talbot was excellent in goal, made a couple of great saves. Nothing he could have done about the goal. We took the lead, promised to get us the lead. Didn't look, after that we looked like we could score a couple, but after about 15-20 minutes we created nothing. The goal was always coming for them. You kind of knew that if we didn't win the game 3 or 4-0, we weren't going to win. The big 6'6" fella gets a free header with no one within 5 yards of him. Don't know how that happened, to be honest. But again, that's just us this season. Can't defend. Dawson Devoy looks a shadow of himself, of what he was in last season. Andy Coote looks a shadow of what he was in last season. Twardek's a shadow of what he was when he was last with us. Tariq Wilson's a shadow of what he was last season. Kieran Kelly, you know, all these lads, they just haven't stepped up at all. Like, you know, I think a lot of people kind of thought Bucko's gone. Rossi's gone. It's Dawson's chance to step up. Dawson hasn't done that for us this season. He's been shocking, as have the rest of the team. Something really needs to change. We really, really need leaders in this team, which we don't have at the moment. We've Junior to come back. I don't know if he's old. He's not old. He's 28, but he's the most experienced from there. Like, I don't know if you could really call that experience, but sure, look at like something desperately needs to change. Like, even the players walking off the pitch, like I think Liam Burt, Jordan Flores, James Talbot, they were the only three who really looked affected by the loss. Like, not by the loss, sorry, by the draw. Like, you know, 2 points from 6 out of Shells and the UCD, it's just not good enough, is it? Like, I definitely can't see us challenging for Europe this season. I think at the moment, you know, you're kind of, if you offered me 6 after seeing the first couple of games, you know, you'd probably take it. Which is, we shouldn't be saying that at all. We won the biggest budget in the league. Something desperately needs to change. We've a 2-week break now, so with a bit of luck, Keith Long will get them in, give them the hairdryer treatment, and get them working in the next couple of weeks, and we'll come out after the international break flying with a bit of luck. But again, I can't see it happening. Cheers.
Alright, everyone. Keith asked me to do the post-match reaction for the game between Sligo Rovers and Shamrock Rovers in Tallaght Stadium. It was 2-2 on the night. It's a good game. Some very good patches of play. I thought Sligo were very clinical on the night. Rovers had chances, we didn't take them in the first half, and that showed up when Sligo were 2-0 up at the half-time break. That first goal came from Will Fitzgerald. The ball whipped in from the left-hand side, I could be wrong. Very good header, little flick header into the bottom corner. Then the second goal came from Adrian Keane, a very good striker. He's only after coming in from Falkirk, I think it was, to them. Or some Scottish side over the winter break. Very good sign. You think he's on 5 or 6 now for the season. Little poked finish from him. I would see that the other way around. Fitzgerald might have got a poked finish, and Keane the header, or what Matt saying there. But no, they were good in the first half. Very clinical in the first half. Then afterwards there was 3 changes for Rovers. 2 changes for Rovers at half time. Barry Cotter, who was at fault for 2 goals, in my opinion. He was subbed off for Neil Fruger, and Jack Bowen came on for Gary O'Neill. It felt like Jack turned the game a bit, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. When he came on, like, Rovers immediately changed that play, but I think we always had to do that when Jack's on. I think it was very stupid of him not to be starting. And the 62nd minute, there was a penalty given to Rovers. Andy Lyons got tripped up out just inside the box, given Graham Brooks that time put in the bottom left-hand corner, yeah, not right-hand corner. It's a good penalty, it's well took, and then Rovers pushed on and kept on pushing, had a lot of chances we just didn't take. In the 81st minute then, we made the breakthrough to score a second and equalise, and got the leveller, so it was a corner whipped in, bit of fucking pinball around the box, and then went in off of, I think it's Sligo centre half, could be wrong, I don't know where the unfiller plays, but the unfiller's name is Mata. He scored an own goal. That was in the 81st minute, and then from 81 minutes on, Rovers dominated. Any bit of play that we had, we put it into the box. We had a good few chances that we probably should have took and got a winner on the night, but sure, that's the way it works out, that if you had to take a chance on the night, if you don't get your 3 points. Going to half time, not going to lie, I thought we were going to lose probably 3-0. So I'm constantly debating myself since I came in from the match day. Is it 2 points gained or 2 points lost? I think it's 2 points gained, going off of what it was like at half time. 4,513 there on the night was good attendance, good crowd, even though probably could have been better, but it's Friday night. People seem to be going out to more stuff now than going in. It's Paddy's weekend and putting that down to it as well. And my player on the night for Rovers, my opinion, would be in one the back line, so probably won the back 3 of Pico, Grace or Haw. I thought Andy Lyons had a very good second half. Thought he was very good in the game. For Sligo, Adrian Keane is very good player, and that young Philip Fitzgerald is very good as well. And there's another lad, number 27, I don't know his name, but he was good in the night. He was very decent. But all in all, it's point gained. Derry's on 14 now at the top. We're on I think it's 11, it could be 12. We're like, 2 or 3 points behind them. But sure, we have a 2-week break now, a Harps after that, and we'll push on. Thanks, Keith, for having me on again.
Hi everyone, this is my fan reaction to last night's game, Shamrock Rovers v Sligo Rovers. First off, I'd like to say the away end was absolutely rocking last night. Couple of hundred up from Sligo. It was a great atmosphere, especially pre-match as well. And when the goals went in, it felt like the ground was shaking at your feet. It was great, great atmosphere. Terribly enjoyable away day, I must say. But yeah, look, overall, first half I thought we were the better team, had the better chances. Fitzgerald and Keane took the goals quite well. Thought Hamilton had a very good game, got a very good assist for the first goal, which was Fitzgerald's header. But defensively as well, we look really, really solid. Solid as ever, I must say. Buckley and Nando at the back complementing each other very, very well. Two calming presence on the ball, which is great to see. Thought Paddy Kirk had a very good game as well. And Lewis Banks, absolutely fantastic again. But when is he not, to be honest? Every game he plays, he's always 8, 9 out of 10. McGinty as well, I think he's the best goalkeeper in the league. I think that showed last night. A couple of saves he made last night were just out of this world, especially the one in the second half where he just tips it over the bar from a header, I think, from Aaron Green, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, first half thought we were the better team. Disappointing not to get the results, but the second half then kind of, Shamrock Rovers, to be fair to them, you have to give them credit. They came out fighting. Look, it's always difficult when a team brings off Jack Byrne off the bench at half time and Richie Towell in 60 minutes. Look, you know you're in for a game. And to be fair, we struggled to get out of the box. And for most of that second half, they were all over us. They look very, very dangerous every time they're going forward. And look, that's the quality they have, and that's what we need to compete with. And I thought we matched them like for like all over the pitch last night, which is great to see. 6 games in, still unbeaten, with the likes of Shamrock Rovers, Pats and Derry played. So yeah, look, exciting times to be a Rovers fan. Hopefully now we can keep this momentum. There's going to be a break now, but we've 3 home games in a row in the space of about a week or so that we're looking forward to. Hopefully get more points on the board. Great away day, a great point on the road, and yeah, we look forward to Shelburne at home next week.
Final score in Talca Park: Harps 3, Shells 0. 3 goals, 3 points. The first win of the season for Harps. So I think everyone's fairly happy after tonight's performance. Going into the match, I didn't really kind of expect a resounding win. It was 3-0. I'd taken a point, considering Shells had a half decent start to the season, solid enough start. Drawing with Dundalk and beating Drogheda and so on. Very convincingly. And they weren't even that bad against Pats in the opening night. So they had a good start to the season. So I was kind of hoping take a point on the road to be good, but to come away with the 3 points, buzzing. Scrappy enough first half, you could say. Very open at times, but I think the difference really kind of Harps obviously got that goal just before the break with Ethan Boyle. So it was good work down the left hand side by Philip Mihalovic, and obviously passed it into Mari, who laid it off for Boyle to finish it. Obviously J.R. Wilson had to go off, so best wishes to him after that goal, or during that goal. But so Harps went into the break 1 up, happy days. And it was always kind of about getting that second goal. And the second goal came, I think. Shells kind of switched off for the free kick, and the ball into the box, the back post. It fell around the back post and then over to the other post, and obviously Conor Turish was there just to tap it in over the line. Scrappy enough goal, you could say, but we'll take it, of course. So that was 2-0. And Harps kind of set up then, kind of just very defensively. Shells found it very hard to break them down, and they obviously got the third goal in the 88th minute with Eric McWoods coming off the bench. Again, a free kick from Connolly. Was headed on by I think it was Mark Timlin. Maybe it wasn't Mark Timlin, but it was headed on anyway. Mihalovic had a shot that deflected off the post after a save by Webb, and then obviously Woodsy was there then just to tap it in home. So yeah, overall buzzing with it. First 3 points, great result to get in the road. It's a bit of an omen for us because anytime we've organised buses to go to the away matches, Harps haven't done very well. So, we'll take it. And yeah, we move on. Obviously now it's a bit of a shame that we don't have the a match straight after this. We have a week's break, whatever. But we're going to get rested up, and then we've the champions at home then on the 1st of April. So roll on that there. Overall happy enough. 3-0, 3 points. The first start, a good start. Well, not even a good start, but the first 3 points on the board. And yeah, we'll move on to the upcoming matches. And we'll just keep the faith. It's going to be a long season. I know that there's no need to get worried yet. So, cheers.
Hi Keith, just a quick video on our match yesterday versus Treaty. We went up to it, 4-0 win for us away. We're flying at the moment. We're lucky that we got 9 points out of 9 the last 3 games. The game was very comfortable for us yesterday. The game was over at half time. We scored after 3 minutes. Barry Coffey scored. And then not long after that, Rory Keating got injured, and I'd say it was probably the ground, because one of the Treaty players got injured, and the second half you could see the sand blowing around, so I'd say the pitch wasn't in great shape. So I'd say like any ankle injury there, I'd say you were in trouble. So yeah, and then we scored again, and it was 26th minute, Keane Bargary with 2 goals. So when Rory Keating went off, Bargary went up front with Keane Murphy. Darrell Crowley came off to the right side, and Ronan Hurley came on at left back. So and just kind of slotted in well. And as I said, like, we kind of dominated the game. Really treated 1 or 2 chances. David Harrington made a couple of great saves again. He, like, as you say yourself, Keith, a lot of, if you're going to challenge for the title, a lot of that has to be based on defensive qualities, and you can see it again. And I know I have to harp on about it the last couple of weeks, but Kevin O'Connor at left back is after making such a difference. And Gilchrist, the last 2 or 3 games, has impressed me. I didn't know much about him until the last 2 or 3 games, but he's really impressed me. And Hakkinen slotted in well at right back for Walker. So as I said, Gilchrist and Kevin O'Connor have made a huge difference. And what City kind of really are doing, they're nearly playing with a 3 at the back. They've changed and gone with Aaron Bolger just in front of the back 4, and as well as Gilchrist and Kevin O'Connor, I think Aaron Bolger against Waterford and Aaron Bolger again yesterday has been immense for a small fella. He's very kind of Conor McCormack-esque type player. He just picks up the loose ball, like, not afraid to get stuck in, doesn't matter what height you are, because he's a small lad, but his low centre of gravity on the ball, he's superb on the ball. Compared to last season, we just, I can't describe like the difference. I know we're better than last year, but I know as a solidity, or just things are clicking, like what happened kind of at the last quarter of the season last year. It's after continuing into this year, and we look quite strong. And it's still early days yet, look, but the most important thing, like I said 4 or 5 weeks ago, is that we get off to a good start. And like, it was a bit of a killer because the game was over, like, understandably a 3-0. It's very hard for any team to come back after a 3-0. Hakkinen made a 4, and we kind of the second half bypassed itself. So yeah, look, it's great. Long may it last. Like, we've Athlone next at home, and that can be the game. Then that can be the tricky one. You'll be saying, "Oh, sure, look, you think it's a foregone conclusion," but it's, games like that aren't. And I think that's the good thing about City this year, is that they're not looking at it like that. So as I said, Gilchrist, Bolger, Kevin O'Connor and Dave Harrington in goal. What a huge plus. His distribution with the ball is absolutely unbelievable. Like, he pings the ball the full length of the pitch onto, like it happened last week, this week against Waterford on the Monday night. He gave the ball out to Darrell Crowley, probably around the edge of the Waterford 18-yard box, and a kick out directly onto him. And that's the difference, proper goalkeeper, proper defence, very solid in midfield. And Rory Keating, who unfortunately got injured yesterday, I hope he's not out long, because He's really impressed me again the last 2 or 3 games, and we needed characters to come in. Big players have turned up when we needed them. You're looking at the Waterford game, the Cove game especially as well, and yesterday, like, you want fellas to stand up and show if they want to win the league, or if they want to show hunger, and to be fair, City are doing that, and Rory Keating's really impressed me. And I didn't know anything about before he came to the club, same with Gilchrist. But when we needed those fellas to step up and show character and show if they were determined or there's a hunger there, they've really stepped up. So long way at last, and we'll keep going, and hopefully we'll keep up with the good results anyway, and we'll take one game at a time. Thanks, Keith.
Hey folks, just a match reaction to Bray's trip to Cove in Collins Park tonight. Look, it was a poor old game. There was nothing really in it. Although Whitmarsh O'Brien, or Ryan Whitmarsh, sorry, apologies, he certainly caused Bray a couple of problems, particularly in the first half. Got in behind a few times, and probably should have scored on at least one occasion. It was 0-0 at the break, and everyone knows Collins Park is a tough place to go, and I probably would have taken a draw down there. Let's be honest, draws in Collins Park can be quite beneficial towards the end of the season, so to pick up the 3 points was absolutely fantastic, and obviously two wins in a week is good. Against Longford last Monday, we started getting the ball on the deck, and we were keeping possession, and which was good. The more possession you have, the more chances you can create. Because our first 3 games, obviously long ball stuff didn't help the midfield. Everything was bypassed them. So second half last night, again, not end to end as such, but both teams had their chances. Callum Thompson and Darren Lynch came off the bench, and Cal, he had a pretty good game when he came on. Got by John Kavanagh a few times, crossed the ball in, but to no avail. And Darren Lynch, obviously being crippled with injuries last season, didn't play 1 minute of football for Bray, and he's come in this season. Obviously Rob Manley's the first choice centre forward, and Dara has had to kind of wait for his time, and his time to shine came last night. He came on, and fantastic turn, about 25 yards out, and drove towards the goal and unleashed an absolute belter of a shot, which nestled in the top corner. So final score in Coleman's, and a fantastic win, as I say, 2 of the week, 6 points, and Bray in the playoffs. It was Cove Ramblers 0, Bray Wanderers 1.